Inglis Dam, located in Crystal River, Florida, was built in 1909 across Florida's Withlacoochee River for the purpose of hydroelectric power generation. The dam was constructed to provide electricity for the phosphate mining boom that occurred in the area at the turn of the century. In 1965, hydropower operations ceased when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers took over the operation of the dam. They currently manage dam operations for the purposes of flood control and water level maintenance. The Inglis Dam has decreased flow by 7 to 10% to the lower portion of the Withlacoochee River. Inglis Dam blocks the natural flow of the Withlacoochee River and forms 3,400-acre Lake Rousseau, a 5.7-mile-long lake that covers parts of 3 counties. The lake sits at an elevation of 27.5 feet above sea level. Downstream is a lower Withlacoochee River, tail raise elevation 2 feet below sea level to 5 feet above sea level. Fall at the dam averages 25 feet. In blocking the natural flow of the river, the dam also blocks access by Florida manatees and various marine or estuarine-type fishes to the Rainbow River and its headwater, Rainbow Springs, along with the upper reaches of the Withlacoochee River. It is 6 to 7 miles from Lake Rousseau to the Gulf of Mexico. This segment of the old river can have high freshwater flows if significant discharges from the lake are needed, but often there is little or no flow and the river can be tidally influenced from the Gulf of Mexico. Both fresh and saltwater fish species can be found on the downstream side of the dam, which at this point is normally brackish in the absence of significant discharge from the spillway. Manatees are occasionally seen in these waters during the summer months. The river, which is nearly 160 miles long, begins in a place called the Green Swamp. The Green Swamp feeds water into the Withlacoochee River. In 2017, with Hurricane Irma, in addition to summer rains, this presented problems of flooding downstream toward the Gulf of Mexico. Sometimes Lake Rousseau is lowered in anticipation of flooding. Dead fish can be seen floating in the river and along its banks due to flooding. As high flows enter the river out of the wetlands and sloughs, they bring decaying plant matter which depletes the natural oxygen levels in the river water. The lake also went through a crippling fish kill in late 2017 after Hurricane Irma's floodwaters entered the lake. Lake Rousseau receives water from both the Withlacoochee and Rainbow rivers. The lake is a popular sport fishing lake. The lake has an abundant vegetative cover of cypress trees, water hyacinth, pennywort, hydrilla, and other species. Sport fish include bluegill, sunfish, catfish, black crappie, and most popular, largemouth bass. The lower Withlacoochee River has been dying, and in 2015 a group called Withlacoochee Aquatic Restoration began investigating why there has been an apparent collapse of biological activity. Residents have been concerned that animals like otter, bass, and tarpon have been disappearing from the river and the canals. Blue crabs and garfish, once abundant, are gone. Algae have been found in the gills of the fish, but otherwise results have been inconclusive. What is apparent is that the river is a mere shadow of its past. The sole source of water for the lower Withlacoochee is the lake, which has been heavily sprayed with herbicides for many years to control weeds that block boat channels. In 2014 alone, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission dumped over 19,000 pounds of various herbicides, including Roundup, into Lake Rousseau. Residual herbicide flowing into the lower Withlacoochee River could be responsible for the die-offs. There was a massive die-off of mussels in 2007. These examples illustrate both the direct, i.e. blocking the natural flow leading to flooding and decreased oxygen levels, and indirect effects, i.e. use of herbicides leading to die-offs of the Inglis Dam on the fish that dwell in the lake and in the river. All the species mentioned and countless others are impacted by Inglis Dam. The buildup of algae on the lake side of the dam is apparent from the photos, and people are not out fishing here in the numbers there once were. The damage is palpable.